In March of 2020, the world of work changed. There were sectors that we thought were recession-proof, where there are people who had spent their entire careers, and then overnight they had to think about, I have to find a new job. And where do they go for that? When we think about our workforce system, that's where workers should go for upskilling. But if that system is not connected to innovators, there's a missed opportunity for the workers, for the systems, and also for our country.
In the U.S., we have a public workforce system that does often not have kind of the opportunity or the resources that it needs to innovate. We really want to bridge the traditional systems and kind of the new players and the innovators and disruptors to really bring together the best of both worlds to help workers and learners, particularly those who have been historically left behind.
We launched the Future of Work Grand Challenge in June of 2020 with this goal of incentivizing innovators who are creating the future of work to really think about the 73 million U.S. residents who don't have a 4-year degree. We said to these innovators, come up with solutions that can actually help people upskill and train for the jobs of the future in 16 weeks and actually place them in a living wage job. We received over 1,200 ideas. We narrowed that list down to 15, and we gave each of those $100,000 to validate in the community. We also gave grants to the workforce boards and job centers because we needed to make sure that they had the capacity to be able to work with these innovators in new and novel ways.
We have 28 boards across the state and over 550 across the nation. People just can't imagine the depth and breadth of what we do now, because it's anything that is workforce and talent development.
Back in the day, they were called unemployment offices. We're the employment office. We're where you're going to find a job and a career that'll take you to the next step. We are the largest nonprofit in Dallas County. We work with employers to understand exactly what they're looking for, and then we prepare talent to meet those needs. Whether that's training, certifications, credentials, if you need clothes, if you need transportation, all of those are available in your workforce center.
It's hard to predict what the future of work is going to be, but we know it's going to include automation, electrification. It's important for training partners to have employer partners with whom their trainees can connect. So I think we need to make sure that our methods of connecting folks to work evolves as much as the work itself is.
When we think about the need of reskilling in America, we need to actually train tens of thousands of people. And how do we leverage technology in novel ways to do that? So instead of training 50 people at a time in an in-person training, we could actually use technology platforms to train thousands of people at the same time.
We took technology that had the ability to do a diagnostic assessment of skills, then seamlessly create training programs in bite-sized chunks for students or learners, and then was able to connect those who completed the coursework to job opportunities. I've never worked with workforce development boards in the past. I didn't even know what they were. Jeff and his team allowed us to get in quickly and start to make an impact in a number of people's lives. And we've learned a tremendous amount about what works, but also what doesn't work. And we're really excited to take that with us to the next round.
At the Mass Hire Central Region Workforce Board, we saw this as an opportunity to be a step ahead and to see what's emerging and to be right on the forefront. The opportunity that we had with this grant allowed us to work with new providers, which were themselves exploring kind of cutting-edge tools to solve a local problem, and allowed us to access employers and job seekers that we just otherwise wouldn't have had access to.
Even though so many things about work are becoming increasingly virtual and national, at the end of the day, it really comes back to community and making sure that solutions, no matter how new or innovative they are going to fit well into a community's context.
When you have all of these partners, over 80 of them, everyone is coming to this problem, sometimes with a different theory of action. You have major employers who came together and said, we're going to set our agendas aside and we're going to do this experiment with a challenge to put the prize money up so that we can learn, share those insights on what we learned, what worked, what didn't work, and that we can give guidance in service of working learners.